Hello, and welcome to FreePod. I'm Paulette Williams-Thomas.
And I'm Matt Mullet.
In this week's episode, Highland Community College raises tuition.
The Senior Resource Center expands its programming to Galena.
And Winneshiek Theater gets ready to introduce us all to a 6'3" invisible rabbit.
This is FreePod for March 5th, 2026, and here is the news you've been missing.
The Highland Community College Board of Trustees have approved a tuition increase for students enrolling in the fall 2026 semester. Beginning in August, students will now pay $163 per credit hour in tuition, up from $159 per credit hour. For senior citizens, the tuition rate will rise from $119 per credit hour to $122. The college cites the state's shorting of funds as a primary reason for the increase, indicating that only roughly 9% of the college's funding the last 3 years has come from the state of Illinois, far short of the 33% that was originally planned when community colleges were established. Even with the increase, though, college leaders are still projecting a potential deficit for fiscal year 2027.
Regional artists were recognized at the 55th Annual District Juried Art Exhibit at Highland recently. Best of Show for community members went to Ellen Bartles for her oil painting on wood panel titled Subterranean Dream. On the students' side, Kalia Adams' mixed media piece, Atrial, won the top prize. Other pieces that were recognized included works of photography, spray paint on canvas, watercolors, and charcoal. You still have time to see all of the works displayed. Just head to the gallery inside the Ferguson Fine Arts Center on Highlands campus anytime through March 9th.
On the subject of artists, the Freeport Art Museum has put out the call for Illinois-based professional artists to apply for lead artist on their United We Create mural project. The project is a community-driven mural celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States and will be installed in the museum's downtown plaza. The mural project is intended to bring community members together to explore shared histories, civic values, and collective visions for the nation's future. The lead artist will receive a $7,500 honorarium provided for through a grant from the Illinois Arts Council and support from the National Endowment for the Arts. The completed mural is set to be unveiled in a public celebration in September. Applications for the lead artist position must be submitted by March 13th. You can find the email address for submitting those applications in the print version of this story on our website.
Local artists have another opportunity to show their work as the Krape Park Art Walk is looking for artisans. The Art Walk will happen on August 15th, but artists are encouraged to apply before May 1st. The Art Walk is an annual event that pairs the unique and vibrant artisan community with the natural splendor and beauty of Krape Park. Artists are encouraged to showcase their work, connect with other skilled creators, and celebrate the work that makes each piece special. There is a $50 application fee for artists that apply before May 1st and a $75 fee for applications received before July 31st. No applications will be accepted after that date. To apply, please visit the link found in the print version of this story on our website.
The Boys and Girls Club of Freeport and Stephenson County has received an $18,000 grant from the state of Illinois. The grant is from the Charitable Trust, a fund started in 2017 to help small Illinois nonprofits. The grant was awarded to the Boys and Girls Club because of their work in assisting people to stay in their homes and get job training. The state funds come at a needed time for the Boys and Girls Club, having recently lost access to a federal grant they had previously qualified for.
The Freeport Fire Department is getting some new protective gear. Freeport City Council recently approved the purchase of 16 new sets of turnout gear to replace current equipment that has been found to have PFAS, chemicals linked to increased cancer risk. Chief Tom Corday said that while the new gear is not completely free of the chemicals, it does mark a significant reduction in the potentially dangerous elements. Those PFAS are used on firefighter gear as a form of waterproofing, keeping water from soaking in and both the outside and inside of the material. That waterproofing is critical to both prevent adding water weight to the already significant 20 to 30 pounds the suits can weigh, as well as preventing steam burns to firefighters if sweat or moisture gets on the inside material. Chief Corday spoke with us about these upgrades and said that while the $4,500 price tag for each set of gear might seem like a lot, each set has a usefulness timeline of 10 years before state regulations require them to be rotated out.
SSM Health Monroe Hospital has been named one of the top 100 rural and community hospitals for 2026. The honor comes from the Chartis Rural Hospital Performance Index, which has been identifying excellence in the specialized field of rural health care for 16 years. This is the sixth time SSM Health Monroe has made their list. SSM, which stands for Sisters of St. Mary, is a Catholic health system that opened the facility in Monroe in 2012.
A Galena 7th grader is heading to the National Spelling Bee. Grant Carberg won the 44th annual Carroll, Joe Davis, and Stephenson County Regional Spelling Bee, organized by the Regional Office of Education No. 8 back on February 10th. Carberg won the spelling bee by correctly spelling untenable and secured the title with his proper spelling of Aspish to qualify for the Scripps National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. in late May. Eastland 7th grader Joseph Pash won the first runner-up.
The Senior Resource Center is launching new programs for older adults and caregivers in the Galena area. Taking place at the Midwest Medical Center and the Galena Art and Recreation Center, these programs are focused on the social, educational, and wellness of older adults in Joe Daviess County. Free programs include Golden Gamers, Wisdom and Wellness, and Coffee, Cookies, and Chapters, a gaming club educational program, and book club, respectively. Create and Connect and Share Yoga are also being offered for a fee. If you'd like to learn more about any of these programs or sign up, please visit the link found in the print version of this story on our website.
Illinois soybean farmers are set to receive a federal bridge payment later this month to help offset losses tied to last year's trade disruptions with China. Farmers say the money will help, but only temporarily. Illinois is the nation's top soybean producer, harvesting more than 639 million bushels in 2025. But when China, the state's largest export market, sharply reduced purchases during escalating tariffs under President Donald Trump, prices fell and financial pressure intensified. The U.S. Department of Agriculture announced $12 billion in assistance through the Farmer Bridge Assistance Program, with $11 billion going to row crop producers. Illinois Agriculture Director Jerry Costello says the payments aren't a long-term fix, warning that strained trade relationships, especially with China, could have lasting effects on family farms across the state.
Illinois is joining a global disease monitoring network following the federal government's withdrawal from the World Health Organization. Governor J.B. Pritzker announced the state will become part of the World Health Organization's Global Outbreak Alert and Response Network, known as GORN. The move comes after President Donald Trump pulled the United States out of the WHO. Pritzker says that decision weakened the nation's ability to track and respond to global health threats, and Illinois won't sit idly by. By joining GORN, Illinois health officials will gain direct access to global early warning alerts, outbreak intelligence, and international response support. State Public Health Director Dr. Samir Vora says disease knows no borders, and connecting to global experts strengthens Illinois' preparedness for future pandemics. The governor says the move reinforces Illinois' commitment to science-based public health and keeping families safe.
Winneshiek Theater is getting ready to showcase local talent in their production of Harvey, opening March 13th. The show is characterized as a heartwarming story that reminds us all that sometimes being oh so pleasant is the best way to be. The story follows Elwood P. Dowd, a gentle, eccentric man whose best friend is an invisible 6'3" rabbit named Harvey. The play is being directed by first-time director Angel Dotson. We spoke to Angel about why this particular show being put on at Winneshiek was so important to her.
So what I kind of view this as sort of like a step back to its roots, because Winneshiek has done Harvey at least 4 or 5 times in the past. To me, I looked at the play as something that I've done, but it is such a classic play. And Winneshiek has never been afraid to do stuff that's unconventional. But we like to go back to the classics because it's what's comfortable. I guess it doesn't matter if you've seen your favorite movies ending 50 times. You still like to sit and watch it because it's something that you enjoy. And I feel like Harvey kind of brings that part out of Winneshiek.
The YMCA of Northwest Illinois is asking for donations for a silent auction. The auction will raise funds to support the Y's programming efforts and will take place May 11th to the 14th. Themed gift baskets, gift certificates, merchandise or service donations, or even just financial contributions are all welcomed. Donations must be made by May 1st and should be dropped off directly at the Y. For more information, stop by the YMCA or contact them directly. Their phone number can be found in the print version of this story on our website.
The Foundation for Northwest Illinois has announced 3 scholarship opportunities for new or continuing college students in our area. The first is the Rachel and Roy Sellers Senior Scholarship, and it is open to any African-American Freeport High School graduating senior with a preference given to someone who is the first generation of their family attending a post-secondary institution. Next is the Craig A. Wilson Agriculture Scholarship. This scholarship is for any student living in the Highland Community College District who will be enrolled as a full-time student at Highland, pursuing an Associate of Science degree in the agriculture fields. Finally, there is the Terry and Bonnie Saltman Scholarship. This is a newly established scholarship for a Freeport High graduate who would like financial assistance in completing their 4-year degree at an Illinois college or university. The application deadline for all 3 of these scholarships is April 1st, and you can find those applications linked into the print version of the story on our website.
Community members interested in sustainable agriculture, natural resource stewardship, and long-term planning for their land or farm are invited to attend a 3-part series called Conserving Your Land and Legacy. The program is being provided by the University of Illinois Extension Office and will run on March 24th, March 31st, and April 7th. All 3 sessions will start at 6:30 p.m. at the Galena Community Center. The March 24th session will focus on conserving your land. The March 31st session is about conserving water, and the April 7th session is all about conserving your legacy. Registration is $15 for the full series, and you can sign up by following the link in the print version of this story on our website.
Get some exercise for a good cause as the Stephenson County Farm Bureau hosts their annual Bruce Johnson Memorial Farm to Farm 5K and 10K. Early registration for the event runs through March 6th and is also the deadline to guarantee a shirt and finisher medal. The event itself will take place on March 28th. Participants can sign up for the 10K run, the 5K run, or the 5K run/walk. For more information or how to register, you can visit the link in the print version of this story on our website.
The Senior Resource Center is bringing back a popular program. Better Balance and Strength for Older Adults will resume on Tuesday afternoons starting March 17th. The classes are led by physical therapists and guide participants through gentle exercises designed to enhance mobility and prevent falls. The class is $45 for the 6-week session and takes place in the Senior Resource Center activity room from 1:00 p.m. to 1:45. To sign up or for more information, please see the contact information listed in the print version of this story on our website.
As we wrap up this week's show, we'd like to remind you all to listen to this past week's interview. Freeport host Alan Wenzel spoke to outgoing Highland Community College President Chris Kaburski for an update on the athletic and learning facility being developed by the college.
This coming Tuesday, the featured interview is with Susan Bookless. Bookless is an English teacher at Galena High School, and she spoke to Tim Connors about the challenges and rewards that educators in Northwest Illinois routinely experience. That interview will be available starting at noon on Tuesday, March 10th. You can find it and all of our other interviews on our website, www.freepod.org, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
We'd like to thank our community liaisons and reporters for providing pivotal content for our program, our partners at WNIJ in DeKalb for helping to share FreePod to a larger community, and the Mass Communication Department at Highland Community College for producing this podcast.
As always, please like us on Facebook, subscribe on the podcast platform of your choice, and share with your friends. If you'd like to make a tax-deductible contribution to support local news content, please visit our website at www.freepod.org.
This has been FreePod. Thank you for listening.